Good evening, everyone. My brujas, my brujerías, my my witches, and you don't have to be, but this is a practice done by many cultures, not just the Filipino culture. Mainly the Latin cultures do this. Some European cultures do this. Huevo de la something with the egg, or to prevent mal de ojo or evil eye. So these are the things that you're gonna need, okay? So I'm just gonna show you guys and I'll piece the video together. I'm learning a lot about my Filipino culture's folk magic, which is ancient practices that was done using nature's elements, and oracion, which is like incantations or words that have power for healing and other things. So just like you're human, you could do things for good or bad. You could do it either way, but I mainly do mine for what they call like white magic, for healing and prosperity, all that stuff, and protection mainly. But you know, there is also the dark side of that. So this one is protection against evil eye and all the dang haters. Everyone's got haters, but if someone has put some sort of curse on you, or some sort of bad witch juju, or just wishes ill will, or has a lot of jealousy towards you, you can remove that negative energy with this egg limpia. So here you go. I'm just going to show you guys the ingredients. I'm going to use the sweetgrass incense I got from the reserve, and sweetgrass is an herb that is good for cleansing a space, especially a ritual space or a healing space, for healing, and is said to attract good spirits and to repel and cleanse away the negative energies. It's also good for purifying your aura as well, and I'm going to burn that. And then you're going to need a white candle, and then you'll need a room temperature egg. So if it's in the fridge, you should leave it out for at least an hour, and you put your full name and birth date on the egg or the querent to do the cleanse. And then you'll need some lukewarm water if you can, a clear glass, a white plate, and this is optional, but in the water you can put some salt. Here I have Himalayan pink salt, and put into the water to do the divination portion of it after you do the egg cleanse. Okay, so that's just some of the things. And then what it does is, so if this was a person, let's say this is you, okay? Now people do this differently in Spanish cultures, is different. For Filipino, and the folk magic is from head to toe, one direction. You go this way, you don't go back and forth, just one direction from head to toe to cleanse yourself. And in some Spanish cultures, they like rub it on themselves. It's really up to you. And after that, after you do that cleansing, you're going to crack open this egg, and then till it lands at the bottom, I will add some salt beforehand. And then some people do spray this with alcohol. It's up to you. And then 30 minutes, you can interpret what it says. So let's get to that. It's also good at this time, once you cleanse yourself. Sometimes I do cleanse, not just, especially important to cleanse the egg you're cleansing with before you cleanse yourself. I also do a thing where I waft the smoke, or the incense smoke. Crack your window open, of course, but you waft the incense smoke towards you, and then you ask to cleanse your mind, body, and spirit here. So this is a really mindful practice. So you don't have to believe in this stuff, but it's really cool to see. You know how energies, some people don't believe in spirits, but you do believe in energies, because that's what's powering our electronics. Same with spiritual energy. Same thing. You can't always see it, but you can feel it for sure. And sometimes the unknown scares people, and that is fine. If you don't understand something, it's very easy to be scared about it. So I just cleanse that egg. Okay, this is meant to purify the space. I'm also going to light this candle on behalf of my guides, angels, and ancestors. And we're going to start the process now. as I showed you on this. I'm going to do this on myself, and then I will come back and you'll see the cracked egg, and we'll interpret it after a little bit. Do it different from me, just let me know. Head to toe in this manner, okay? And don't go back and forth, one direction, okay? And now, moment of truth is we're gonna crack this egg. And we wait 30 minutes. You can also wash and dry out these eggshells, and as witches know, you guys can actually ground this up in your mortar or pestle and whatnot and use it for protection magic as well. A lot of things that I have to explore. But yes, and so from the egg yolk, okay, so already, apparently, that's what they say is when you see little peaks, like mountains, that's somebody being jealous or thinking ill will of you, or like one of those haters. And then the bubble on the top is just, if it's like a bubble on top of those peaks, that means that your angels or guides have protected you from this negative energies. If it's big bubbles on the top, apparently that's prosperity. The smaller ones on the top is just like, negative energies from people directed towards you, whether it's envy, usually it's jealousy, hatred, coveting what you are, what you have, something like that. And then apparently if someone really is thinking bad about you, sometimes you can see their face here. So I'm going to look up some interpretations for this, and I will get back to you guys in 30 minutos. I'm back, so it's definitely been more than half an hour. We'll take a look. So for the most part, it is relatively clear, but the egg yolk, as you can see, is intact. What I learned is if the egg yolk, when you put it into the glass or container, if it shatters or breaks, then someone has done some spell work on you. And there is a cloud over this egg yolk here, so it did extract a lot of some negative energy, whether that's thoughts or from around me and the energy around me. It did pick that up, and as you can see here, I'm trying to see if I saw shapes. At first, I saw someone that looked like they were carrying a bowl and lifting it up like one of the oracles did a long time ago, and then it looked like two people dancing or something like that. But as you can see, if there are bubbles on the top, there are people envious of you or very curious about you, especially if you have a public eye. It could also be curiosity, but that's the mal de ojo that it's talking about there. With the evil eye there, or someone that just kind of, they subconsciously may not consciously realize that they don't want you to succeed or do better than them. That could be also the evil eye. Just people who are envious of you. And if you could see, there is a little bit of peaks here, the needle points that you might have heard about if you read up on this. Those needle points are like people that don't wish you well. But if there's a bubble on top of that, which there is for me, that means your guides and angels have protected you from that. Sometimes you can see a shape of a face, especially in the egg yolk. So that's usually the person that's like doing the evil eye on you or not wishing you well. Some people have initials being spelled out as well. That's one way for the egg to tell you. This is like a form of scrying in a way, because you get to see shapes and forms here. At first, I thought I saw something with wings on it, and I was like, what the heck? It reminded me of this supernatural creature back home in my home country called Manananggal. If it wasn't angel wings, it looked like a person with very tall legs here, and then with wings. It's weird because that's a mythological creature. But yeah, so for the most part, there are some very curious people and just a few that might be envious, but I do keep to myself. So I'm glad that the bubbles are just, there are two main ones though. So I just have to be careful who I surround my energy with. And some people who unconsciously, they may not realize they have an intense stare. But yeah, if the egg yolk is floating on top here instead of at the bottom, then someone currently is doing spell work on you, and you may have to do a cord cutting type of thing to in order to undo that. And the Himalayan pink salt, I accidentally put it on top instead of before I dropped the egg, so that was my bad. If you see that the egg yolk has a dot of red or black, those are just the melted Himalayan salts. But if you see like a spot of red or whatever, you guys might be suffering some sort of illness there physically. Um so this cloud of egg is just like negative stuff that the egg picked up. And to dispose of this, it is said to some people do the limpia outside, but it's cold outside in the winter here. So to dispose of it, put it down the drain or down the toilet so that doesn't exist in your house anymore. And it's pretty much it, guys.